the reason I'm outlining all this violence against ICE is because it is part of a pattern. Okay, I started with Butler. We talked about Charlie. I mentioned Brian Thompson of United Healthcare. And now I just did the ICE attacks. The threats up 1,000% over just last year. And I listed them for you. You don't have to imagine. It's much more persuasive when people hear the actual events. You don't have to listen to Megyn Kelly summarize. It's happening. I just gave you the evidence. It is happening in city after city. And it's escalating, as we saw in Broadview, Illinois, this past weekend. And I'll round back to the lawfare. But before I leave the escalating violence, we've got to talk about what happened in Virginia and what happened with this Supreme Court justice would-be assassin. And I'm going to go over both of those in detail. Just a quick word on the Supreme Court assassin. This guy traveled across the country, bunch of weapons, had researched exactly how to kill a Supreme Court justice, apparently had plans to kill multiple, not just Brett Kavanaugh. And keep in mind, this was after the Dobbs decision, which reversed Roe v. Wade, had been leaked, obviously by a Supreme Court clerk or possibly even justice, to Politico. My money is on the left-wing Supreme Court clerk who had a long history in working on choice issues, as the left would describe it. But in any event, we never found out because Chief Justice John Roberts let the Supreme Court marshal do the investigation, and she never investigates things like this. And surprise, surprise, she didn't come up with a conclusion. He knows. There's no way Chief Justice Roberts doesn't know who the leak was and is covering. He's covering. But that's the only thing that makes sense, because now we have a new administration. There's no way Kash Patel and Dan Bongino would not like to get in there if given an invitation to actually do a real investigation. Clearly, they haven't been invited, and because of separation of powers, they'd really kind of have to be. So in any event, Dobbs was leaked, and it almost got Brett Kavanaugh killed, and the left didn't give two shits about that either. Let's not forget, shortly before that, we had Chuck Schumer on the steps of the Supreme Court saying, "You will reap the whirlwind." Okay.